Hi guys, thanks for joining in. Today we're drawing V8 Supercars. Drawing's a great way to learn about technology. A massive amount of tech and engineering goes to design and race these cars. You can use this tutorial to help design your own V8 Supercar. I'll be drawing the Ford Falcon today, but with small changes, you can make it into any car you want, even design your own. Artists sketch in pencil, but engineers draw in pen. If you haven't drawn anything before, you might want to review my short beginner tutorials 1, 2 and 3. Okay, let's get started. The first line you'll be wanting to draw is the ground line. So let's use a ruler for that one. A nice dark line. Next, you'll need to find the centre of your page, roughly, and give yourself a light line going straight down. Very light. We'll call that the centre line. Next, we're going to measure the height of your wheels. I'm going to make the height of my wheels 3 centimetres because I know with an A4 piece of paper it fits on the page. So let's mark off 3 and another 3 over this side again. We're going to draw a grid, and inside that grid we'll be drawing your first car. Make sure these lines are super light. These are just thinking lines. We don't rub them out, we leave them there. They look really cool. That shows how your car was constructed. All right, so take your 3 centimetres and measure off 1, 2, 3 out the left. 1, 2, 3, 4 out the right. And next, draw yourself some vertical lines coming down. They can be a little rough. It'll still look pretty good. Next step is to draw in the wheels. Find this box between the 1 and the 2 and really lightly sketch in wheel that covers the whole box. If it's not perfect, that's fine. We get to fix it up later when we darken it in. All right, come all the way over here, leave 3 empty boxes, and then draw your front wheel. Make sure it touches the ground. Now the roof of the car. I'm going to get you to come back to the centre line and really lightly sketch a kind of a gentle curve that maybe slopes downwards just a little bit. So a little curve and stop just before the 1s. Next we're going to draw in the slope of the back. So from the end of your line, find this point down here and give yourself a light line. Always draw your light lines longer than you need them. You can blend those two in with a nice long curve. Next, find this point here, and to draw the back of the car, the boot, draw a line out this direction, but make it slope down slightly. Then you can fill that in with a gentle curve and connect those two. Now the back of the car. The back of the car doesn't quite make it to the 3. Come backwards a little bit and sketch yourself down a light line. Where these 2 cross over, yourself a little curve in there and darken in that one. Now find this middle grid line and come just below that. Draw yourself out a light line that comes in this direction, and then halfway between there and there, come downwards again. Next step, we're going to go to the front. All right, so pick up this line here and imagine a line that goes to the wheel and maybe cuts in just a little bit here. So sketch yourself a light line there. Again, a nice gentle curve. You can darken that one in and darken in the roof. Okay, the bonnet. You'll see the bonnet starts around about where this line and this line cross over, around about there. Draw a line that's kind of sloping downwards a little bit, like that, maybe a bit more. You'll need to give yourself a little curve in there. Then darken in the windscreen. We're going to go over these lines with a black pencil later, so those look fine. Now the front of the car. Halfway between these two lines, maybe come forwards just a little bit more and give yourself a vertical line. Find the point, this line, come down a little as a starting point for this curve. Now we're going to start off with a curve like this, and we're going to finish with a nice long curve here. So we need to draw in something like that and go ahead and darken that one in. Don't forget the bonnet, little scoopy thing here, comes up and along, tucks in there somewhere. All right, the next line we need is the bottom of the car. These cars are really close to the ground to help with aerodynamics, so we're going to come off the ground just a little bit and a very light line along there. Come back to this point here, draw the front of the air dam along here like that, stop that one there, and then bring this one down to meet. Nice. Now we can go from here. We're going to draw a line that slopes upwards in this direction, nice light line, and then we're going to add in our curves. There's the rear bumper, a big curve in here, and then we can darken that one in. You could darken in the bottom of your car too if you like. Don't worry if it's rough. When we're finished, we could always tidy that up with a ruler. But freehanding is definitely the way to go for quick drawings. I'm not talking about beautiful drawings, just quick visualization. So, if you've got this far, we're going to draw the wheels in. Do some detail. First, draw in a dark line which will be the outside of the wheel. Draw a dot in the centre. Make a mark halfway between the dot and here. Halve it again. That distance is how much tyre there is on the rim. So at that distance, let's go ahead and draw in a tyre. In the middle, we'll draw a small wheel nut. We'll draw a wheel hub and the rim. So come inside this one just a tiny bit and give yourself a rim. Now we have 7 wheel spokes in these. Let's draw the first one straight up and down. We're just going to do a very light guide line, which will be the centre of the spoke. Come down to the bottom and draw 2 lines about that far apart. Now in this section, we have to fit 2 more spokes. So we'll divide this between here and here. We'll divide into 3 even sections and give ourselves a light line. Same out this side. Now the spokes get a little bit wider as they meet. Down here, they start off thin, get a little bit wider. Let's draw these ones in. Next we'll draw a little slot in each of those spokes. And now it's time for the wheel arch. All right, so these wheels don't sit outside the car. They're tucked in under the metal, which is called the wheel arch. And these cars are so low to the ground, the wheel arch just covers the top of the tyre. So put a mark there. Now come out just outside the wheel and draw in a curve that starts here and finishes there. From there, drop straight down and down to there. If you're using pen, then we shade using little wiggly lines like that. Give it a go. A bit of practice, you'll find it easy. Now I'm going to go ahead and draw this one in. The next important line to draw in is the line that shows the bottom of the windows. On a sports car, it'll be sloping down. On a four-wheel drive, it'll be kind of horizontal. So let's pick up this level here and head down towards the front of the grid with a light line. Next, we're going to come inside here and draw a really thin line. Let's draw it lightly along there, coming down to here, and stop it there. This one, same at the back, gets a little bit thicker as it goes down. We're going to come to the front, and in between here and here, let's bring that down. You could draw a little, let's kind of curve that one down, like a little mirror in there. All right, so the front of the door. The front of the door starts from about here. Looks like it comes back about this far from the wheel. And it is a slightly curved line, starting from there. The back door starts from, it just misses this wheel and comes down about here. It's on a kind of a slope like that or a bit more. So like that, sketch yourself a really light line that comes up there. Now add a little bit of curve in it. Curved lines are a lot more interesting to the eye than straight. Now we're going to come down here like this and put a little straight section with a little curve there. Let's darken this one in, but not quite to the bottom. Sketch yourself a little line across the bottom there with a curve and firm or darken that one in. Now the centre, you'll find on the centre line. So we go line down to there, front, back, darkening this line. And the gap in between the doors is a slight curve this way, and then you can darken that one in. Door handles, actually, let's darken that line there in, firm it in. Door handles, so we go two lines, little curve at the front and back, blip and blip. Two lines, little curve, blip and blip. Let's draw in the wing at the back. So we'll draw a little rectangle in the corner. Let's take a line like that, put a nice curve in the back, angle the top, and we can firm that one in. Tail light. Come from around here, draw a line across, come up, and then head towards there. You can even put a little bit of red in that if you want to. And of course the wheel nuts. There we go. I think we've got to add a light here. So we draw a little short line. Draw a line that's just under the bonnet on an angle like that. Bring one down on a lean and then connect them up like that. A few little reflections. And this will look a little bit more like a light if we draw a little bit of the blue sky reflected in the bottom. A little bit of grey detail reflected from somewhere, just a little bit. And I think we'll do some glass in the top. So again, a little bit of blue sky reflected in the glass. You must fade away to nothing, fade away to white paper before you reach halfway. This is a reflection of the ground line. There, start dark and lighten off. Now you can see I've covered up this centre pillar, so I'm just going to darken that in. And also there's a line, a split right there. Let's darken that one in. And there's a detail at the front. If you want a black mirror, darken that one in too. Let's do this little hood. And I think we're good to go. So that's your basic car. You can make it into any car by changing a few details, like the lights, the lens, the heights of these windows, and the wing. Regardless of the shape or size of your car, you are going to need to stop. So we're going to add some brakes. Behind the spokes, you'll find a shiny disc of metal, and it is called the brake rotor, and it's grabbed by something called the caliper, which you'll see in red here. So let's draw a caliper, and a 6-piston caliper on the front, massive, and let's make that red just to define that. There we go. So that's the caliper that squeezes or grabs the rotor. And the rotor is best shown by grabbing a pencil and going just inside your rim, put a black line. Just outside of the hub, again, put a black line. And this area in between is the brake rotor. Well done, guys. At this point, I'd take half a dozen photocopies of my pen drawing and I would practice filling in, the colouring in, or the graphics. If you'd like to see me complete the graphics, jump over to my V8 time-lapse video. I'd love to see your drawings. Email me a photo when you're finished. And don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to keep on drawing. Bye now.